It's been exactly 11 games since Jimmy Butler was traded to the Golden State Warriors, and oh boy, they look like a completely different team with him on the floor. So far for the Warriors, Jimmy Butler has averaged 17 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you might be like, hey, that's not really anything special. I mean, Andrew Wiggins was doing that on the Warriors, wasn't he? I mean, no shade to Andrew. He was amazing for the Warriors, and I love him as a Warriors fan, but just take a look at what Jimmy Butler adds to this team. Watch Jimmy literally drive into the paint, push Zach LaVine onto the ground with his pure strength, and set up Looney perfectly for the dunk. I mean, could Andrew Wiggins do that? Or this? Here he sets up Post instead of Looney perfectly for the dunk. No, he couldn't. I mean, Jimmy Butler just sets up people in a way that I, myself, never even saw coming. And now the Warriors are the 6th seed and climbing when they were just scraping the play-in tournament in the 10th seed with Andrew Wiggins. I mean, this one man has literally catapulted them outside of the play-in tournament into the playoffs. Also, I know you guys probably do notice a lighting change, and that's my bad. I'm recording part of this video in the evening and then part was in the daytime, but anyways, back to the video. Okay, so what was my initial reaction when Jimmy Butler was traded to the Warriors? I was not a happy camper, okay? Like, I love Andrew Wiggins, and to see him go really, really hurt my heart. So when we traded for Jimmy Butler and we proceeded to then sign him to this huge extension, I felt like we were going to become the laughingstocks of the NBA. Like, I know Jimmy could score, he could play some defense, he's an all-star, like, yada yada yada. Like, we needed a second scorer, we got him. Jimmy Butler, go fix everything on this team. But I didn't believe that. Like, there's no way that this one man could solve all these problems. No way you're going to fix Podziemski not playing well. No way you're going to fix Buddy Hield's slump, right? I mean, how many problems could this one man really solve? And oh boy, was it a lot of things that this man, Jimmy Butler III, not Jimmy Butler III, solved. I've never seen a player affect the vibes of a team and all the other 14 players, 14 players from top to bottom on the roster, all by himself. It's genuinely unreal, the happiness and the belief that he has inserted back in this team. They look genuinely happy out there and believe that they can win every single game with him on the floor. Okay? And it shows. They just came back down from 20 against the Brooklyn Nets just yesterday, and from down 20 points against the Chicago Bulls in his debut. Like, that's the 2 largest comebacks of this entire season, just in the past 11 games that Jimmy Butler played for them. And you're like, okay, all this happiness stuff, like, whatever, it won't last in the playoffs, like, it's just because the last 11 games, so, you know, like, this Jimmy Butler thing is not going to work out, it's not going to work out. So, let's take a look at the things that Jimmy Butler has concretely fixed for the Warriors. Let's talk about free throws. The Warriors have gone from 30th in the league in free throws made to first in the league in free throws made. From dead last to first. All because of Jimmy Butler III. And it doesn't take long to watch the games and then see that Jimmy Butler is the sole reason why this team is getting to the free throw line. I mean, that is his sole thing. Getting to the free throw line, and that's where most of his points are coming from. You look at the box score, let's just say you're a box score watcher. You look at the box score, he'll be 8 for 8 for free throw line with 17 points. Almost half of his points are from the free throw line, because that's what Jimmy Butler does apparently. You want to talk about defense? They have the 4th best defensive rating since the trade deadline. And let me just show you some clips. Okay, so here against Sacramento Kings, we have 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Moses Moody, great defense on Keon Ellis, along with Quinton Post, help defense, and then Butler does the rest to make sure we get the possession. And then here, OG Anunoby has a tough drive into the paint, but there's 4 Warriors waiting for him there. Okay, offense? Now this is where things get a little tricky. Like, yeah, they have the 6th best offensive rating since the trade deadline, but I really don't think that's their potential. And that's where I have a problem with what Jimmy Butler is doing right now. Alright, so when you think of Jimmy Butler, what do you think of? You think of scoring the ball, right? Like, I think that's a pretty common conception in the NBA, is that Jimmy Butler scores the ball. Well, if you watched Warriors game, you would think that he's a pass-first guy. Because he's literally passing up layups so that Draymond Green can get a corner 3. So that Moses Moody can hit a 3. And Moses Moody's been playing well, okay? I'll give it to him. But Jimmy Butler, can you just go score the ball sometimes? Like, I'm so tired of you just getting the ball in the post and then being like, which one of these other players can I pass the ball out to? Like, I know Draymond does that, but that is not your job. Like, I want to see you score the ball, be the all-star that is doing post-up isolations and backing down the smaller defender. I want to see that. That's the Jimmy Butler that I want to see. That's who we traded for. And I bet you someone in the front office of the Warriors, when they traded for Jimmy Butler, were like, oh, we have to make sure that he knows that he's not the alpha anymore. He needs to look for Steph Curry, he needs to set up other people, and that's what's gotten into his head now. So every time that he even gets remotely close to the basket, he's like, who else can I set up? And most of the time it does work, but it's just not fun basketball to watch. It's not fun. And I really do want to see Jimmy just annihilate people on his way to the basket. That's what's fun for me. Now, I know you're probably confused because I was like, oh, like Jimmy setting up people, that's what's making our team better. And I agree, that's what's making our team better. But there are just certain clips. Let me just show you where I'm talking about, where I'm just like, Jimmy, you're giving me a headache. Like, just score the ball. Okay, here, 3 seconds left on the shot clock. I want to see Jimmy Butler go up, get a foul, or make the shot. I don't want to see you pass it out to Moses Moody for this contested 3. And then here, he's driving into the paint against Cam Thomas, who's so much smaller than him. Like, I know they brought help defense, but just go up against him. Draw the foul. Go up against both of them. I'm fine with that. I know Moses Moody made the shot here, but, like, it seems like he's always passing it out to corner shooters. Okay, so here's the problem that I have with Jimmy Butler on the Warriors right now. Jimmy Butler needs to go score the ball, otherwise the Warriors are not going to go very far in the playoffs. Let me repeat that. Jimmy Butler needs to be playoff Jimmy, aggro Jimmy, the one who's the alpha dog, and go score the ball, especially in the non-Steph minutes, for the Warriors to play well. Like, all the setting up other people things are good, but these people are not going to be as good as they are right now in the playoffs. Like, those corner shooters might not make those threes in the playoffs. So I need Jimmy to get used to going up with these shots. And if Jimmy plays that well, then I have full confidence that the Warriors can hang with anyone in the 7-game series. I'm going to say that right now. If Jimmy plays the way that he did on Miami in those playoff runs, he has that type of mindset. He doesn't need to be that good. If he has that type of mindset, the Warriors have no limit. I fully believe that they can hang with anyone in a 7-game series. Maybe not the Lakers, because the Lakers are a little scary right now, but anyone, most everyone. And before we get out of here, let me just show you a couple clips from the Philadelphia 76ers game that shows evidently why Jimmy Butler is so important to our team and why his mindset and his setting up other people are important still. Okay, so obviously Jimmy Butler didn't play this game, and so you have Steph Curry with the ball, getting double teamed, obviously, passes it to Pat Spencer, who takes a turnaround fadeaway. Like, obviously Pat Spencer is probably not going to make that shot, and of course he airballs it. And then here we have the effect on Steph Curry. He literally is trying so hard that he pushes off, evidently, against Kelly Oubre to try to get some space because everyone is guarding him since there's nobody else on the floor that's even a threat. And so then there's an offensive foul. Hope you can see why Jimmy Butler is so important to the Warriors and why especially his scoring is going to be so important, and that's the problem that the Warriors need to fix in order to go far in the playoffs. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.